believe it's important to be a fearless leader in the workplace, and that's great. But I believe every single person here is more than their job description. As great as you may be at your job, it's not all that you are. You are much more than your job description. So I'm going to talk about some things that move outside of your job description. And so this new reality that I'm talking about, let me tell you the new reality I'm living with right now. My lovely wife, I married way up, and I'm saying that because I know I'm recorded, but it's true. But it is true, okay? My lovely wife and I, 15 years married, all right? We just celebrated our 15-year wedding anniversary not too long ago. Thank you. Appreciate it. So that's my first new reality I'm transitioning into. Then my oldest daughter just turned 14. That's my daughter, Taylor. New reality. Now, my youngest daughter, Madison, she just turned 10. But if you knew Madison, you would also go, oh, okay. So that's the new reality I'm living with. But you got to realize, I also just turned 40. Okay, now, this is a good thing. So the day I turned 40, something happened. I just became a fearless leader. I don't know what it was. But I walked in, woke up that morning, I got up. I looked at my wife, I looked at my girls. I said, listen, there's going to be some changes around here. I said, I'm 40 and I'm a man. Okay. So the whole day, I just went through the whole day going, honey, will you do this? Daddy, will you do this? No. They're like, why? Because I'm 40 and I'm a man. Okay. Got close to about the end of the day, and that's when I said it again to my wife, and she went, oh, that's cute. Okay, now, in the meantime, don't take that garbage out and take your shoes off before you walk back in here on my carpet. I was like, okay, babe. Okay, so anyway, we all go through changes. We got new realities. We're all facing them. But I want you to think about not only the new realities and the dynamics that you have to deal with in a work environment, but I also want you to think about what you're dealing with outside of work. Those areas that really matter to you, not just work. Because I believe that one of the things that happens is you blink and time can go just like that. Am I right? I mean, and the reason I'm saying it's a new reality for me was I blinked, and when did Taylor become 14? Where did the time go? Many of you right now can even relate even further. I mean, you have grandchildren. You're like, where did the time go? So in this topic of fearless leadership, this is what I want you to consider. It's not only important to be a fearless leader, but you want to be fearless as an individual. I'm going to talk about being fearless as a leader, and I'm also going to discuss being fearless as a team member. Okay? And when I say fearless, I mean fearing less. So this first slide that I have here, it deals with the definition of fear. So let me define fear for you. I'll read it real quick. It's an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by the anticipation of or awareness of danger. It's an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of danger. It didn't say actual danger. It just says awareness of danger. Fear is an emotion. It's what I'm imagining. The only access I have to the future is my imagination. And what happens many times is I allow fear to get in the way of an action because of what I'm imagining. Now I'm going to bring it a little closer to home. And for this reason, I believe we all have lost out on some things. And I believe the culprit or the great destroyer of what we can actually experience has been fear. It's false evidence appearing real. It's what we believe might happen, and as a result, we don't act. Now I'm going to give you all kinds of examples of that, but what I want to point out when it comes to the reason why There's times where I may not have changed in the method that I should have or in a way that I should have. I have to sit there and think about at times, and I want you to do the same thing. What things have you lost out on? What has fear cost you? Has there been a price that you've paid because of fear? Now I'm going to go over several. Maybe it's the fear of rejection. Maybe there's a fear of rejection. That is, and I believe in many leaders go through this because we call it, we call this fear of rejection, it's more of a self-esteem issue than in anything else. But for a leader, it can be very dangerous. Because what I should do and the decision I should make, I don't make because I'm so concerned with the response of the people that I will play so close to the vest because I don't want people to reject me. In football, I know I play football, but we used to say something all the time. In the locker room, everybody knows the truth. And so if you're coached by a leader who fears rejection, you know what they do? They correct the players who are easy to deal with and leave alone the problem players, and everybody knows who the problem is. So when I'm talking about this, many times you hear these kind of subjects and we go, oh, well, I didn't deal with that because of this. We give tons of excuses for it, but the reality is it comes down to a fear of rejection. There's a feeling like if I were to do this, people will withdraw their support or their care for me. I deal with fear of rejection a lot, and let me tell you where it got in the way of me. Now, we're talking about being a fearless leader, but it covers all these areas. My desire is to have an incredible marriage with my wife. That's my desire. Okay. But I fear rejection. Okay. So, there's a battle that takes place sometimes. Like, how much do I really desire a great marriage? And it battles against my fear of rejection. So if I make a request or I try to do something special and she doesn't respond properly, the way I react to that may be, well, I tried it one time, I can't say I never tried, I ain't doing that again. Now, the lingering consequence of that is what? The incredible relationship, the opportunity that exists out there, I won't see. Now, I use this because I said the fear of rejection. That's a problem, right? But isn't part of what your theme for the week is to, recognize and embrace, current opportunities and also see and recognize and embrace future possibilities? And usually opportunities and possibilities are never dressed up right in front of you saying, take me. There's usually some work you got to put into it. There's usually a challenge connected to it. More importantly, it's like usually opportunities and possibilities are usually dressed up as problems. But if you fear rejection, you don't want to deal with confrontation or you don't want to deal with conflict, you won't go there.